Right, we have a Direct D update. He posted this on his community tab, and it's a special action assignment, and he's filed a writ of mandamus. I've independently found the case on file, and it does exist, and you can see that on the 21st of June, Judge Michael Mandel has put me record appeal assignment. There is no evidence of any decision being made or any court date set for this matter. Now, the following 3 pages are apparently Direct D's writ. I can't confirm that it's accurate. I can't seem to download anything from the court, so this is what we'll have to go by. I'll read it out, or if you're going now, thanks for watching. So we have in the Superior Court for the State of Arizona, in and for the County of Maricopa, Christopher Ruff petitioner v. John P. Tatz respondent. Judge Tatz is the judge that sent the matter back to the lower court for sentencing. So it's a petition for special action, brackets writ of mandamus. Requests for an emergency stay in all lower court proceedings pending this court's mandamus to the lower court. Parties and jurisdiction. 1. Petitioner is resident of Maricopa County, Arizona. 2. Defendant is a judge in Mesa Municipal Court in and for the County of Maricopa, and upon information and belief is a resident of Maricopa County, Arizona. 3. The Superior Court has jurisdiction over the complaint and the parties. 4. Venue is proper in Maricopa County, Arizona Superior Court. Factual allegations. Petitioner Christopher Dane Ruff alleges the following. 5. In 2021, plaintiff was arrested multiple times for various misdemeanors, brackets trespassing, disorderly conduct, disobeying a police officer, controlling traffic, close comma, and cited in the Mesa Municipal Court in and for the County of Maricopa on 4 collective misdemeanor charges. And there's the charge numbers there. 6. The charges were assigned the case numbers, and the case numbers there. 7. On May 26, 2022, a trial was held on all of the charges. 8. Judge Schumacher presided over the May 26, 2022 trial. 9. Plaintiff Ruff exercised his well-established right to counsel during the trial on May 26, 2022 by retaining private counsel. 10. On May 26, 2022, Judge Schumacher found Mr. Ruff guilty of the charges described in paragraph 6 above. 11. On September 21, 2022, a sentencing hearing was held on all 4 of the charges described in paragraph 6 above. 12. At the sentencing hearing on September 21, 2022, Judge Schumacher sentenced Mr. Ruff to jail and probation on all 4 charges and found Mr. Ruff guilty of the charges. Mr. Ruff advised Judge Schumacher that he intended to appeal. Judge Schumacher stated that Mr. Ruff had every right to appeal. However, Judge Schumacher failed to advise Mr. Ruff of his right to appellate counsel when Judge Schumacher was put on notice of the appeal. 13. Following the sentencing hearing on September 21, 2022, Mr. Ruff timely filed appeals in all 4 cases described above in paragraph 6. 14. On January 2, 2023, after multiple attempts to obtain the correct appellant information from the court contained in the record, brackets Rule 7, brackets C, and their ongoing refusal to provide the information by way of ignoring the 5 motions I filed, I requested court appointment of legal counsel. Pursuant to Mr. Ruff's request for counsel, Judge Schumacher appointed attorney Chad Shell to represent Mr. Ruff in all 4 cases. 15. On January 23, 2023, counsel for Mr. Ruff, Chad Shell, filed a motion to withdraw as counsel of record, simply claiming conflicts of interest. 16. The caption of the motion to withdraw filed by defendant Ruff's counsel, Chad Shell, contained a notice the defendant may not qualify for a public defender. 17. The grounds for withdrawal contained in Mr. Shell's motion to withdraw included a reference to Mr. Shell's subjective and unproven belief that irreconcilable differences existed between attorney and client, as well as a reference to defence counsel Chad Shell's subjective belief in some unidentified and subjective belief that Ruff does not financially qualify for a public defender. 18. The motion to withdraw contained no factual information or allegations to support Defence Counsel Chad Shell's grounds for withdrawal. 19. On February 7, 2023, Judge Schumacher held a hearing on Mr. Shell's motion to withdraw. 20. During the February 7, 2023 hearing on Mr. Shell's motion to withdraw, Judge Schumacher asked Mr. Ruff to explain why his previous 2 court appointments of counsel withdrew the same as Mr. Shell was moving to withdraw. 21. In response to Judge Schumacher's inquiry as to why Mr. Ruff's counsel have withdrawn, Mr. Ruff explained to the court that he is a member of the free press oblique media exercising his rights over the First Amendment, and he posts all of his interactions with the police and the courts on the internet, (YouTube), for the public's viewing, including his interactions with counsel, which his counsel have found disagreeable to the extent of withdrawing from representing of Mr. Ruff in a non-compliance with the court rules, the constitutional provisions of the First Amendment, and in detriment to his cases. 22. During the February 7, 2023 hearing on Mr. Shell's motion to withdraw, Judge Schumacher asked Mr. Shell to set forth the reasons why Mr. Shell can no longer represent Mr. Ruff. 23. In response to Judge Schumacher's inquiry as to why he can no longer represent Mr. Ruff, Mr. Shell explained to the court that Mr. Ruff had posted private information about Mr. Shell on the internet. This reason was not previously mentioned in Chad's motion to withdraw, including his cell phone number, and directed his followers to call and harass Mr. Shell in response to such posting. Mr. Shell received an inordinate amount of phone calls and text messages. 24. These allegations were and are completely false. Mr. Ruff never posted any private information about Chad Shell, not already publicly disclosed on his own website by Chad Shell himself. 25. Chad Shell also alleged to Judge Raymond Schumacher that Christopher Ruff directed his media followers to harass and threaten Chad Shell. 26. This allegation of Christopher Ruff directing his following to directly threaten and harass Chad Shell is categorically false on all accounts and was unproven in court. 27. It is important to note that this reason for withdrawing the posting of alleged private information was never mentioned in Chad Shell's original motion to withdraw and was only mentioned at the withdrawal hearing with Raymond Schumacher. 28. Following Mr. Shell's remarks as described in paragraph 23 above, Judge Schumacher became visibly upset. He made comments like, "Oh, we have experienced the same things," and abruptly ended the hearing. Judge Schumacher granted Mr. Shell's motion to withdraw without assigning another attorney and refused to allow Mr. Ruff an opportunity to be heard. 29. During the February 7, 2023 hearing on Mr. Shell's motion to withdraw, Judge Schumacher never inquired as to whether a conflict of interest, as described in the Rules of Professional Conduct or anywhere else in law, actually existed to warrant the granting of Mr. Shell's motion to withdraw. 30. During the February 7, 2023 hearing on Mr. Shell's motion to withdraw, Judge Schumacher never made any legal or factual findings or legal conclusions that a conflict of interest, as described in the Rules of Professional Conduct, Chad Shell's own motion, or anywhere else in law existed to warrant the granting of Mr. Shell's motion to withdraw. 31. During the February 7, 2023 hearing on Mr. Shell's motion to withdraw, Judge Schumacher never inquired into whether irreconcilable differences actually existed between Mr. Ruff and Mr. Shell that would warrant the granting of Mr. Shell's motion to withdraw and prevent him from diligently defending his appointed ward of the court. 32. During the February 7, 2023 hearing on Mr. Shell's motion to withdraw, Judge Schumacher never allowed or afforded Mr. Ruff the opportunity to speak on his behalf. When Ruff began to inquire about the law behind the refusal of counsel and the abridgment of the 6th and 14th Amendment, Mr. Ruff was threatened with contempt of court if he didn't stop talking. 33. Personality differences do not constitute irreconcilable differences in the lawyer-client relationship. 34. During the February 7, 2023 hearing on Mr. Shell's motion to withdraw, Judge Schumacher never inquired into whether Mr. Ruff qualified for a public defender for purposes of granting or denying Mr. Shell's motion to withdraw, as Mr. Shell alluded to in his motion to withdraw. 35. During the February 7, 2023 hearing on Mr. Shell's motion to withdraw, Judge Schumacher never made any factual findings or legal conclusions as to whether Mr. Ruff did or didn't qualify for a public defender. In fact, Judge Schumacher even commented during the hearing that he did previously confirm that Mr. Ruff qualified for a public defender, because the important thing was that Mr. Ruff was represented by counsel in those proceedings. 36. At the conclusion of the February 7, 2023 hearing on Mr. Shell's motion to withdraw, Judge Schumacher exclaimed to Mr. Ruff that Mr. Ruff had burned the bridge, and Judge Schumacher was not going to assign Mr. Ruff another attorney, and that Mr. Ruff was now representing himself. Now, obviously, I'm no expert on writ of mandamus, but I'm not certain that an attorney would have actually drawn it up this way. Thanks for watching.